thank you for being here tonight. My name is Mike White. I'm the Battalion Chief with the Fire Department over our city here. Been with the Fire Service for 30 years this month, and I served 8 years in the military. I was in the Army, and I just wanted to briefly cover that, but more importantly, wanted to impart a message to you and the meaning of Veterans Day and what it means to me. I think, how many of you here, by a show of hands, have served in the armed forces? That's a good amount. Thank you. We've been called up to duty. I think would agree with me that we would, more than anything, not want to see war again. I love the quote that says, "We must sweat in peace so that we do not bleed in war." I think that's a powerful statement. We know, though, that at times war is needed. And I also like the quote that says, "A true soldier fights not because he hates what's in front of him, but because he loves what's behind him." And I can echo that. I have a deep, abiding love for this country. I've traveled to many countries throughout the world. It's amazing what we have here. That has given me perspective, given me a lot of wisdom when I think about how the Founding Fathers established our Constitution. And I proudly had worn the uniform in the Army to defend our country, defend the Constitution, but better yet, to defend what we hold dear, and that's the peace that we enjoy in this country. I served in countries that were under martial law. I served in countries that were unsafe, that do not have civility like we enjoy here. And so those are absolutely beautiful things that we enjoy, as well as a peaceful transition of government. It's amazing to me. I want to share with you just in some brief remarks. I know they asked me to share some of my experiences, but I would rather bypass that if that's okay. I got a truckload of experiences. We don't want to hear that. What I think would be good, and I figure what's the worst that could happen to me? They asked me not to speak again, right? So there is that. I wanted to share with you 3 letters that were sent home by soldiers just prior to their deaths, or after they died, but that they wrote prior, knowing that they were going to die. One was from the Civil War, one was from World War II, and one was from the war in Afghanistan. And so they're very brief, but I want to share this with you and then just briefly summarize that and talk about it, because it's on this day, and I reflect every year on this day, the sacrifice of really incredible people. The amazing thing about being in those situations is you learn what true love and care is for that person next to you. There is not religion, politics, race, arguments. There isn't that. You're caring for each other. And that, I gotta tell you, the irony there between why you're there and what you get out of that service is amazing to me. And I carry that with me. So I think of those that I have known that have passed on. And I've given so much in the service of others, both in the military, in the fire service, and in the police service. So let me share with you first a letter from a young man, 15 years old, John Ross Waller. He volunteered to serve as a drummer boy in the Civil War. He was shot in the leg and languished in a military hospital for days. From his bed, he dictated a short letter to his family before he died. Dear sister, father, mother, and friends, I received your letter, but I don't think I ever shall see another that you write. This is Friday night, but I don't think I will live to see morning. But my kind friends, I am a soldier of Christ. I will meet you all in heaven. My leg has been taken off above my knee. I am dying at this time, so don't mourn me after, for I have bled and died for my country. May God help you all to pray for me. I want you all to meet me in heaven above. Dear sister, you wanted to know if my leg would be stiff. God bless your soul, sister. I will be stiff all over before 24 hours. My wound dresser is writing this letter for me. When you get this letter, write to Alexander Nayland, for I won't live till morning. So goodbye, my friends. May God be with you all. God bless my poor soul. That's amazing from a 15-year-old to write that in the Civil War, and he knew he was going to die, but the dedication that he had towards the principles of the country. A second lieutenant named Tommy Kennedy, serving in World War II, knew he would not come home alive. He had been captured by the Japanese in Corregidor and spent nearly 3 years as a prisoner of war. Fatally malnourished and incarcerated on a hell ship, Kennedy scribbled a farewell message to his parents on the back of family photographs. Mommy and Dad, it is pretty hard to check out this way without a fighting chance, but we can't live forever. I am not afraid to die. I just hate the thought of not seeing you again. Buy a turkey ranch with my money, and just think of me often when you're there. Make liberal donations to both sisters. See that Gary has a new car his first year high school. I'm sending Walt's medals to his mother. He gave them to me September 42, last time I saw him and Bud. They went to Japan. I guess you can tell Patty that fate just didn't want us to be together. Have a nice service for me in Bakersfield and put a headstone in New Cemetery. Take care of my nieces and nephews. Don't let them ever want anything as I want, even warmth or water now. Loving and waiting for you in the world beyond, your son, Lieutenant Tommy Kennedy. That's amazing. Again, we look in the rearview mirror of the things that we cherish and protect, not those in front of us with hate. And it's very powerful, very telling when you read letters like that. The last one I just want to share here with you. This comes from a young soldier who was over in Afghanistan. They were getting ready to, he went from Iraq to Afghanistan, and he was getting ready to work in an operation that they were hoping to flush out 600 Taliban soldiers from the mountains. And so during that time in the war, that was very much heavy-handed operations on going out to flush folks out of those mountains. And so he says, "Dear Mom, I'm writing this letter before I leave. I couldn't say what I wanted to over the phone. First, I want to say I love you so much. You were always there for me, though I would never talk about my problems. Second, you gave me the options to be a man, giving me slack and the rope to try to make the right decisions. No matter what, you always believed in me, no matter how much of a punk I was to you." We are leaving for Bahram to flush out 600 Taliban soldiers from the mountains. This is the biggest battle of the war on terrorism. We already sustained 30 casualties and 1 KIA. I don't want you to worry about me. I know you will, because I'm your son. Mom, I'm not afraid to die for something that is right. I just hope that I made you proud, and if I don't come home for any reason, I just want you to know I'll always be with you. I want you to know you raised the cream of the crop. Well, Mom, I have to go now. All that I have said here, words from my heart, and I mean every last one of them. Tell Aunt Joyce I said hi and I love her. I hope to see you soon, but if that doesn't work out, I just needed you to know how I felt. I love you and miss you. Take care of your always in my thoughts, your loving son, Josh. Pretty amazing letters. I hope, whether we're veterans or not, but as good citizens of this country, that on Memorial Day, on Veterans Day, that we think about the sacrifices, not just of the soldiers, but those that serve with them, their families, and their friends. I think it's safe to say that for everyone who has experienced the conflict and seen some of these tragedies of war, we would hope it doesn't happen again, but that's not the world we live in. And so having said that, I want to just share a last quote in my final remarks here, if I can find it. In the military, you learn the essence of people. You see so many examples of self-sacrifice and moral courage. In the rest of life, you don't get that many opportunities to be sure of your friends. And that's true with the fire service. It's true with the police department. It's true in any arena in which your cause is bigger than yourself. And so I hope as we reflect on these letters and what the meaning of Veterans Day is, the stories that are out there, I challenge all of us as citizens, not just of this great country, but even of our community, be involved. Step up. Give of yourself. Give yourself to your neighbors. Get involved in a cause greater than yourself. And in that, that's what makes our country great. That's what absolutely makes this country worth fighting for, is the people that are here. And so I appreciate your time. I appreciate your tolerance in my comments. And I hope that this is something to think on. But thank you for the veterans and for putting on this program for these great folks that are here.